Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create your SPFx web part with GitHub Copilot. When we talk about SPFx web part, it requires coding knowledge. That is what we always know as a developer that we have to do a lot of coding, and whenever there is a custom requirement which cannot be implemented using SharePoint out-of-box functionality, we can implement those functionality using the SPFX web part. So SPFX web part is always a complex task. First, we need to create solution using some commands in our command prompt. And once we have the solution, we need to do changes in different files. And it sounds a bit complex. But now with the help of GitHub Copilot, it becomes very easy. If you are clear what you want to implement, you can give some prompt to GitHub Copilot, and then GitHub Copilot will do the rest of the things. I mean, he will just update all the files for you. He will create code for you, and you can verify and can do some little changes what you need, and that's it. It becomes very easy. So I will show you in this demo. We will create a SPFX web part, and we will show you how you can implement simple task or even complex task using GitHub Copilot. So we will start with creating our solution. Okay. So as if you have some idea about the SPFX web part, we need to first pass this command, Yomin command, to create solution. So I will do that. I will create my solution. This will take little time. Yeah. So as you see, command executed, and then it is asking me for the solution name. So you can provide any name. I just provide this name. So what it would be? It would be a web part. When we create a SPFX web part, it asks us what kind of I mean, when we create a solution, it asks if it is a web part, extension, and any other thing. So we will say it's a web part. Now web part name, demo, GitHub Copilot. Yeah. So now once then we have provided the our web part name. Now it is asking me if it is a Node framework or React. So we will choose React framework web part. Now it will create that solution for me, all the supported file it will create. As you can see, my solution has been created now. So we can go to the solution and we can modify the code, and we can check how GitHub Copilot help us. Okay, so this is my solution. I can see files got created here. The web part name I have provided, demo GitHub Copilot web part. So this file got created. We also can see the tsx file, okay, which is the main file which gives us the UI. Okay, yeah, and there are some other files as well. Now, what you want to implement using the SPFX web part. So in this for this demo, what I will do, I will ask GitHub Copilot to create a SPFx web part which will have a custom property, okay, and a custom property with multi-line text, and whatever I will provide, it will display on the screen. Okay, something like that. I will ask GitHub Copilot to create two property. One is a header, and then one is a description property. One is a kind of a title property where that will show a title, custom title which I will provide, and the second property will be a master multi-line text, and whatever I will, it will display the on the screen with some UI formatting. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So before moving further, I will show you how you can get this GitHub Copilot option in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so if you are new to the SPFX web part, or also the GitHub Copilot and all this AI stuff, you will not get GitHub Copilot by default. When you create a solution first time, you need to first of all add the extension, GitHub Copilot extension. So when you go here, you will have this extension option where you click and you will search. So the option is when you say GitHub Copilot, okay, so you will get the GitHub Copilot chat. Okay, so that is the extension which you need to add to use GitHub Copilot inside your Visual Studio. So since I have already added in my Visual Studio code, that's why it is not showing me install option. Okay, so this extension I have already added. So once you add this extension, GitHub Copilot will be, you can use GitHub Copilot in your solution. As you can see, I have already added GitHub Copilot. I can open the GitHub Copilot chat. Okay, how you can do that? There is a shortcut, Control Alt and plus I. So when you say Control Alt plus I, you will get the code GitHub Copilot chat option. So once you have this, you can give the prompt to GitHub Copilot, and then the rest of the thing just leave it onto the GitHub Copilot. He will do for you. So in GitHub Copilot, there is one command which is plan. So whatever you want to achieve, like as I explained the functionality which I am going which I want to implement, I will explain it to GitHub Copilot with this plan command, and then it will plan for us what we want to achieve. So here I will say this is my plan. Okay, so in this solution I have already created a web part. So I have explained him that I have created a web part, and can you modify that web part and create two custom properties. Two properties I have given: screen title, which will be a text property, and then the screen description, this will be a multi-line text property. I will explain further what further he needs to do, or we can check step by step. Let's get a plan for these two properties. Once the property is created, we further ask GitHub Copilot to do the further implementation, which will display the whatever text we are providing. It will display on the screen. So let's check how it will work. So it's working on it. So it says it already has a text property. So maybe it is using that property. Maybe another property it will create. Yeah. So he has completed the plan. Okay, we can go to this plan. I'm reviewing web part structure and suggesting props so I can draft. Okay, implementation. Now Modify web part to add properties, writing both values through web part and React component, updating properties plan, verifying solution. So he has kind of prepared the plan. Now it is up to us if we want to proceed with this plan. So I would say yes, start implementation. So then it will further whatever he has suggested, it will create actually. It will modify those files which are responsible and update according to our requirement, the functionality which we want. Yeah. So it will ask because since it is modifying the file, it will also ask our permission. So I will say keep allow. It is also trying to debug also, and while debugging, it finds some issue with npm, so it is fixing it. Okay, yeah. So it has do a lot of things for me. It has created the web part, and it also has resolved some of the debugging issue which I have now. Build successful npm run build workspace, and if you want to next API styling, it is also asking. But before moving further, we will verify this. So how we will verify this that those properties created or not? So using the command. So we will run this and we'll check this in our local debugging environment. Yeah. So once the web, if you want to test any SPFx web part, you need to use these commands. Having some issue with this. Some issue with my PowerShell. So it is trying some different option. Okay, the command is running background, we need to open the local workbench. So I will do that. So when you run any SPFx web part, you need to test it on your local workbench page. So when you run the command, somehow my command to test is not working on my local. So again, this task I have asked GitHub Copilot to run it for me, and he has run it for me. So this is my local workbench where I can add my web part. I think it is something demo GitHub. So the web part has been added. I will go. Yeah. So you see the two properties. It created two properties for me. We can further give instruction to GitHub Copilot what you need to do, but that I will cover in some other video. This was just a simple demo how to use GitHub Copilot with SPFX web part. Okay, normally when you think about developing SPFX web part, you think it would be very complex. We need to do a lot of coding to change different file. But now with the GitHub Copilot, it becomes very easy. If you know what you need to do, you just need to provide details to GitHub Copilot, and it will do the things for you. But one more important thing, again, it uh, it is not free of cost. Yeah, there are some free credits available, but after that, it requires you to have the we need to purchase the credit. So that credit part I will cover in some other video. For now, this is just an introduction video to the GitHub Copilot. So it has created it has achieved the task which I have given. It has created two properties and modify all the files. I hope you have understood the concept. You have liked the video. Please like and share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.